closely. Thank you for tuning into my podcast. Here with me today is my cousin husband and has been a perfect example and father figure in my life. Also in this podcast, we are healing from family ties, trauma, and taking accountability for all areas of our lives that may have affected us. First and foremost, I would like to thank God for creating this vessel to allow me to speak through you because he always speaks through me. Secondly and lastly, I would like to thank my life coach, Miss B with B Coach Today, my mentor and the creator of Sis Speak Up, to allow me to create We're Healing From That. Today also is an icebreaker. He will be asking me questions and you will be getting to know me and getting an idea of how this podcast will be operated as well.
Okay, great. So, first question. How did you get started?
I got started with this process. We're healing from that. I took this class to speak up. We had to do our life resumes and videos. So in my video, I was just listening to different things and areas in my life where I needed to heal from. So I was like, mommy and daddy issues, we're healing from that. Mommy and daddy issues, we're healing from that. Trauma, we're healing from that. Brokenness, we're healing from that. Relationships, we're healing from that. Everything that I was healing from, I just kept listing, we're healing from that. So that created and that birthed this platform. And the girl was like, that is your thing, that is your that's your ministry basically, and I was like, what can I do with We're Healing From That? I was sitting there like, what can I do with We're Healing From That? And I was like, a podcast. I can do a podcast. Okay, people can see me, I can talk to people, we can heal together, they can hear my story and I can hear their story as well.
Yes and yes.
Indeed.
So, can you remember where you were in life that kind of spearheaded this healing process?
Where was I in life? So, basically, I was in resentment, I was in envy, and I was in this place where you did it. Of course they did it, but when we grow up, we don't know that we're in trauma until it's time to heal from that trauma. You know what I mean? So it's your fault, it's his fault, it's her fault, it's the relationship fault, it's God's fault, it's everybody's fault. And I was in, like I said, resentment, and I was envious towards everybody and everything. So I had to ask myself, well, how long would you allow a person or relationship affect you? You know what I mean? So healing wasn't even in the picture. I just knew that I was sitting in resentment. You know what I mean? I was sitting in just like, why her? Why him? Why do I have to be this person? And that person was just completely broken. And then why do I have to go through life trying to fix it broken? So that was that as well.
Yeah, when someone goes through trauma,
Mm-hmm.
one of the first steps is acceptance.
Correct.
And with acceptance, there's denial, there's kind of like a disillusion or disbelief. So a lot is going on during that process, and I quite understand that.
Yeah. I was in delusion too, because ain't nothing wrong with me. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong. There's something wrong with that person. There's nothing wrong with me. Even though they created that path, where they created a path where I'm walking into delusion and I'm not accepting that. It's something really wrong with you. You know what I mean? It's something that you need to heal from. You know what I mean? And I'm like, no, I don't need to heal for that. That's on them. They did that to me, so they need to apologize to me. They need to see me basically as well.
And so, with all of that and all of that trauma and your processing of your emotions and things, how did you, or how should I say, how did your bitterness affect your mental state?
So basically, okay, something in my life has happened to me, right? So I'm obsessive over that. You know what I mean? So I'm obsessive, like I'm asking why, I'm asking how am I going to do this, right? And it wasn't even, I'm not saying that I couldn't do it, but why do I need to do it? You understand what I'm saying? So now it's an obsession of why do I need to heal from this? Because I didn't even ask to I didn't even ask to be offended. You know what I mean? Like I didn't ask to be here. So why do I have to be the person to decide to heal? You understand what I'm saying? So that caused depression. That caused, okay, this person, he did this or she did this, and I was in this relationship and this relationship is broken. Relationships with people that created me is broken because it is their fault that it's broken. Now also I have anxiety because I gotta fix it, but it's not for me though. I'm fixing it to prove a point. I'm not fixing it for me. I'm fixing it to be like, you ain't break me, right? And you did not, whatever you tried to do, you didn't do it. So that was also the obsession of, I gotta prove you wrong, but I'm not proving me right inside of me. I'm not proving anything that, how can I say this? I'm not proving me right. I'm not proving God right, because God knows what was going to happen. He does know that. You know what I mean? And then we battling with that as well. Like, okay, I'm in this trauma, God. You know, how am I going to be? So how am I going to get out of it? You know how I'm going to get out of it, but I don't know how I'm going to get out of it. You know what I mean? So it created that depression and anxiety because I got to move. And then with the depression, I was like, okay, I don't want to move today. I don't want to do nothing today. You know what I mean? And with anxiety like, are you going to do it? Are you not going to do it? You can't do it. Because anxiety, it's just coming at you in a totally different way.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I'm not going to do that today. Depression is like, oh, you can do it tomorrow, but let's sleep today. Let's not answer the phone today. Let's not give life a chance today. You're not worthy of life today. We're going to sit here and we're just going to be in trauma today. You know what I mean? So I was just in that place with my mental health because, it was just years and years and years and years and years of that depression, of that anxiety, of whatever else, therapists, because of course I was in therapy, whatever therapist, was diagnosing me with, and that will hold you back as well. Some people don't talk about that. Like when you get your diagnosis, you like, damn, so I am crazy because you did something to me. I am crazy because I'm in this life that I didn't ask for. So then you're sitting in your diagnosis as well. And that's a place where I was in as well. Like, all right, I do want to heal. Like, I'm ready to heal. I'm ready to give this healing process a chance. But why do I have to be mental to do it?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So for you, have bitterness affected your mental health?
Yes. See, mental health is no different from any other health. You got physical health, you got nutritional health. It's just, there's a negative connotation that's put on mental health. Whenever you hear mental health, you hear depression, anxiety, suicide. You just hear the diagnosis, the negative diagnosis that come along with that. So prior to us or anyone who may have depression, anxiety, or any kind of mental health issues, before that could occur, you're in another mental state. And so I believe that it's important to have a solid breath work, a routine of breath works to kind of help to battle anxiety, depression, a lot of things.
Correct. It's a lot of areas in mental health that people need to, like you said, diagnosis is just like that. That's just mental health, instead of just looking on the like the positive things of mental health. Mental health is looked at negatively. You know what I mean? And that's why I think some people don't want to be in tune with mental health, because it's a negative thing there. You know what I mean? So if people be like, oh, it's just this, it's just that, and they're like, no, it's not your mental health. You know, you need to get up and go. And sometimes it is that, but because it's negative, it's a negative outlook, people, that's not important to people. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So I mean, I got a question. So my question is, you were in trauma.
Correct.
You were going through a state of depression that allowed you to isolate yourself and kind of shut yourself off from the rest of the world. At what point, where was the spark that say, enough is enough, I'm going to find some help, I'm going to win, I'm not going to let my offender win, and when and where did that happen? And kind of explain to us
where that took place.
Yes.
So for me, that took place when, okay, I'm going to get real so people can imagine, basically. So imagine me in a room by myself looking in the mirror, right? I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, who are you? You know what I mean? And how long are we going to be here? You know, I'm talking to my spirit and I'm talking to my flesh as well. You know what I mean? So I'm like, when is this going to stop? When are you going to open yourself to forgiveness? Because that's the first step as well. Like forgiveness, and then it's, okay, I forgive you, and now I'm moving on, and then now I have to fix me. So that's what I was looking at in the mirror as well. So okay, I got forgiveness here, I got how long here, and now I got I was in a place where why do you need to heal? You know what I mean? So that was my point there, because I didn't even recognize myself. That was like a month straight of just in my room, going to bed, and that was just like that. Room, bed, work, room, bed. You understand what I'm saying? So it was just like a continuous routine of nothing, basically. And I didn't want to be nothing. Not saying that someone that's suffering right now is not nothing, because you matter, I matter, you matter, and everyone matters. But how long will my trauma and my offender take control? Because as I say in all times, they are moving on, whether or not we see it or not, whether or not we think they are not suffering or they are suffering. It doesn't even matter at this point. I matter, my healing matter, and my future matter. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know what the future holds. You know, I can get married, I can have children. They matter. You understand what I'm saying? Or my future self and my future, this podcast matter. You understand what I'm saying? So, where healing from that came from that. You know what I mean? So, I was just like, enough is enough. And I literally was in my room and I stood up, looked at myself, and I was like, you have to get it together. Nobody else is going to save you, because I can listen to my mentor, I can listen to you guys, I can listen to mad motivational, get disciplined, get motivated, let's go, let's get it. I can listen to that for like 4 or 5 hours, right? That doesn't matter if I don't want to do it. That does not matter if I want to do that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I can listen to you and you be like, you know what, Brie, I did this, I was this, and you know, and now I'm here. And I'm like, and? You understand what I'm saying? So, okay, But I don't want to do it. And I'm not going to do it because that's not what I want to do. That's not where I am. I had to look at myself and make a decision for me and be like, this is enough. Nobody can take control. And then there was people in my lives that was praying over me. Family members, like I said, mentor, life coach. Bree, what are you doing? Let's go. Let's get it. And you know, bomb prayers, you know, bomb motivational speeches, you know, I did it. I was going through this. Sis, bro, I don't care. I'm still going through it. I'm still in this poop hole. You know what I mean? So I'm going to continue to be in this poop hole until I'm ready to get out of the poop hole. You understand what I'm saying? So that's where I was. I had to look at myself, and it wasn't even recognizable. Who is that? Literally, who's that? And when is she going to reach her full potential? So I wasn't even writing down anything. I was like, you know what? Just do it. Just do something today. Even if it's just waking up at 5 a.m., just do that. Even if it's just start praying, just do that. If it's just talking to a mentor, just do that. Even if it's just hiring a life coach, just do that. Those are minor steps to position people into your life when you're sick and tired of you have to be sick and tired of you have to be sick and tired. I mean, you have to be like, this is it. Have I had hurdles and still going through hurdles in this process? Of course. Am I still messing up in this process? Yes. That's the purpose of going through your healing. That's the purpose of going through your trauma. Am I perfect? No. Are you perfect?
No.
Not at all. So you just have to be sick and tired. And I was sick and tired of being in this place. And I go to therapy. And I talk to different people that are molding me and pushing me. You know, you have to you cannot do this. You can't do this process by yourself. There's no way in the world that we're healing from that was created by myself. It started with me because I was like, get up and do it. But it was not created and molded by myself. Those were people speaking in me, through me, and pushing me to get it done.
I agree.
Yeah. So that was
Yeah.
that was that.
Yeah.
And you know, speaking to you, and now that's just like, you know, what if I didn't get up that day from the floor? Nobody would be hearing me today. Things that I may have said may have resonated with you.
Mm-hmm.
Things that I'm saying is going to resonate with this person that's, you know, that is listening and wanting to heal. And how am I going to heal? Because it is needed. I'm sick of myself. I am sick of blaming other people. Yes, those people have hurt me, but I am sick of being, you did it, and I'm not going to move because you did it. You're not going to get most of the time, you're not going to get an apology. I have yet to get apologies that I feel like I deserve. You understand what I'm saying? So at times we have to realize you're not going to get an apology. You know, we're not going to get what we need. It just have to be us. And it have to be sick. Sick people heal people. Sick people heal them. They heal themselves as well, and I was sick. You understand what I'm saying? And also it was days where I was just on the floor and I'm not moving today. It was days where I'm just going to be depressed today.
It's a choice. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's a choice.
That's what it sounds
So it's choices. Life has choices. You're either going to say yes or you're going to say no.
Mm-hmm.
There's no middle in that. Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
And I choose yes. And some days I want to say no. But today and, you know, before, you know, filming this now, it was always going to be no, because I'm not ready for that. You know?
Yeah. What I hear you saying is that you made a stand to stand up for yourself, to be better than yourself.
Correct.
And I've also heard you say that you had a life coach
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about your life coach, who he or she is, and how they had an impact on you being who you are today.
So, my life coach, Miss B, so she was the person that I was watching. I was a watcher, you know, on Instagram, Facebook, I'm a watcher. And, you know, she was being a life coach to other people. Those people was just progressing. Those people, of course, in a money way, but they was progressing in a life way as well. So she wasn't just like a business strategist. She was helping me, of course. But I had to take that step to give her a call. She didn't call me. She didn't know me. You understand what I'm saying? She was just standing there waiting for me, you know? And when I called her, and she was like, what do you want? Like, what do you want to do? And I had it all mapped out. Before I told her what I was about, you know, she allowed me to say personal things, you know, things like that. But all the business things I had laid out, right? Perfect. Business plan on deck. She like, oh girl, yes, okay. But what about you? What about your heart though? You understand what I'm saying? How are you going to get that as a person? Because you can be a millionaire and you can be messed up, but you need to fix that. How are you going to be, we're healing from that? Because I already had, we're healing from that. I just needed somebody to push out, we're healing from that. You understand what I'm saying? I was pregnant with, we're healing from that, but how am I going to get it out? You know what I mean? Like, this is my baby, but how is people going to see this? You know, so she was the, like I said, the mold and, you know, the Play-Doh and, you know, okay, I'm going to shape her to say, I'm going to say this. Okay, that's not working. So I'm going to shape her in a triangle. That's not working. And, it was just that. So basically I was like, how am I going to get it out? You know what I mean? And she was just like, in her coaching, she was like, you know, Bree, you need to look at yourself. You need to stop blaming and you just need to move forward. You know what I mean? So it was just like, and I was like, no. You know what I mean? She was like, what am I here for? She, you know, she kept pouring into me. She kept praying with me. She wasn't even, like I said, she wasn't even just a business strategist. She was just a person that I needed into my life. And it was just like, you know, a push and a continuous push. My mentor too. You know, I have a life coach and a mentor. So my mentor was just a person that, you know, she was my spiritual person. You know, we would talk about God. You know, we would pray. You know, she would tell me the things and steps that I needed to do. And that's what led me to my baptism. That's what led me to my change. So when I met my life coach, I was like, you know, I'm just ready to just move, you know, give me steps to move, give me steps to continue, you know what I mean? And that's what I needed, because you can't do this by yourself. This process is not by yourself process. You know, people be like, I'm independent, I can do this. You cannot. Whether if it's just one person, if it's just your therapist, or if it's just you know, we have therapists, we have you, and also you can't do this to your friends. You understand what I'm saying? Some of my friends you can't call your friends every single day. I got this issues, how am I going to do this and how am I going to do that? You know, you can depend on people, but you gotta, for yourself, you need other people to push you. You know, family don't want to hear that. That's just harsh reality. Friends don't want to continue to hear that. You need to take accountability for yourself. And be like, you know what? I need to find someone that is professional. You understand what I'm saying? And in a position to pull me, to push me, to shape me, to guide me, to just be this person that I need to be. You understand what I'm saying? So that was the importance of, you know, reaching out to those people, because if not, I wouldn't be here. You understand what I'm saying? And taking that class, that birth, we're healing from that as well. If I didn't take that class, well, that girl didn't. If she wasn't in her purpose, would I be here? If she didn't get up, you understand what I'm saying? And say, okay, I'm going to say yes to me. I'm going to heal for me. And whatever steps I gotta take, I'm gonna take. So that person is in position, my mentor is in position, my life coach is in position. Now I am in position. So other people need to get in position, because if not, where are you going to be?
I don't know. I mean, what I'm hearing is that, one, you aligned yourself with people
Correct.
that have a significant capabilities to help you reach your goals.
Exactly.
I also heard you saying that, you take some courage. Like, you have to be sick and tired of being sick and tired
Amen.
to really want to do this, to heal from whatever process or wherever you are in whatever state you're in.
Indeed.
So I just have this one last question, for you and for your viewers.
Okay.
If you were to rate this interview today, what would be your key 3 takeaways? Or it don't have to be key, but what would be your 3 takeaways today for all your listeners?
So, 1, you need to decide. And then you need to look into yourself. For me, the takeaway will be, okay, I am deciding something. So, in this process, it's either going to be yes, or I'm going to continue to live in no. That's one takeaway. You need to decide for yourself. Nobody else is going to decide for you. You need to decide for you. Right?
Mm-hmm.
A second takeaway, how long would I be in envy? You understand what I'm saying? How long would I be in bitterness? Because you're looking at everybody else's life. You're not looking at your life sometimes when you're sitting in this process. You're like, how is she happy? How is he happy? How are they doing this? You know what I mean? You're just looking at it in a different point of view, and that's something that you need to let go for yourself. And then you're in a resentment because the people that were supposed to be there for you isn't there. You understand what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm left with this trauma. So again, how long are you going to be envious and have resentment and be angry and be in blame game? Mm-hmm. So 1, you need to decide yes or continuous no. 2, how long am I going to be envious? 3, I would say this process, my takeaway would be this process isn't perfect. I'm not perfect. The people that are watching isn't perfect. So how would I proceed? You understand what I'm saying? What proper steps do I need to take my yes and to push away the bitterness? You understand what I'm saying? Like, how am I going to put left foot, right foot, and just keep pushing? You know what I mean?
I do. And
how would that look for me? Because it's not going to be like, oh, today I don't decide to be depressed. So, oh, today I don't decide to be in this bitterness or in this resentment or in this blame game, and I'm not taking any accountability for anything. You need to put, like I said, left, right, left, however you go. Mm-hmm. You just need to take that first step. So those are my 3 major takeaways. And we just need to heal. And we need to heal from places that is pure as well. Don't be in a place where you're healing, but it's for somebody else. That's where you're messing up now. You need to be in a place where you're healing for you. You're pure for you. It's not for somebody to see you. It's not for somebody to hear you. You're hearing yourself. You're seeing yourself, and you're growing. And then you're being in alignment for someone else. Because you're not healing is stopping somebody else healing. We don't think about that. This step is for somebody else to hear me take that yes. You know what I mean? Because if I did not, someone is still suffering. And why am I being that selfish? I'm being selfish at this point. You know what I mean? I am hurting. I have been crying, but let's not be selfish. Let's just for me, it's left, right. You know what I mean? That's my steps. And for you, it might be right, left. But you do need to take that and just be like, this is it. This is my yes. And where do I start? In all seriousness. And this is We're Healing From That. Thank you for tuning in for my launch day. Thank you for my guests. We had a great conversation. And see you in the next episode.